I'm back. I am back. Advanced alpha tips, tricks, all things DeFi Kingdoms. I will do other DeFi Kingdoms videos in the future for beginners. Like hold your hand, baby steps, how to get going, all the tips and tricks, basic. This video is for advanced. We need some advanced love for DeFi Kingdoms in the community so people know what the heck they're doing on this game. But shout out, there's lots of good channels. Brown Gent, love him, very shrewd, smart, very smart guy. Faulty Poker, brilliant. He's a developer too. DeFi Kingdoms, Climb Crypto, one of my faves, and Ogre, Tosh, one of my faves. Love you guys. Kristen, Peter, love you. One of my faves. The Inner Grove, Crypto, Tro, all different kinds of help online. But what's I think lacking a little bit is because most people have lives. I haven't had a life. I've been absolutely, utterly, completely ruined and destroyed with the Terra Luna situation. Huge Terra Luna bull, always was in at less than $1. Terra Luna been destroyed by all the DeFi Kingdoms FUD and the Harmony blockchain hack, destroyed. Voyager, destroyed. I'm sorry, all the people that I've helped get into crypto, a lot of them were in on all those things. There's other things too that wrecked me, but those three, it's been brutal, relentless. I haven't hardly gotten out of bed. I haven't been functioning. I've been a mess. I have been sitting in bed questing. Let's reconnect this. We gotta have the background music. So I have been sitting in bed questing 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, 18 hours a day, 500-600 heroes on DeFi Kingdoms. I believe in the project. What makes a good project? What makes a good project in crypto? Got to have a good team that has a vision and passion who will continue to develop the project and aren't just looking at the 5 minutes in front of their face trying to make a quick buck. But they're committed and have a passion for a project with an actual use case. So DeFi Kingdoms is a DEX, and it's a whole ecosystem that's being created that will then have so many arms stretched out in so many directions of massive potential. You have metaverse potential, other games and gaming potential. It's unbelievable, with an awesome team that is transparent, as best as they can be, outspoken. They give weekly AMAs of what they're doing. They're one of the best teams in all of crypto. They've been through so much FUD. I can't imagine what Frisky Fox has gone through. So just imagine sitting in his shoes, trying to start a crypto project with nothing. He didn't have like a bunch of money or funds or VCs investing into the project. It's just a guy that started this project from the ground up, and he's done it right. Now, he's made mistakes. He's taken a lot of heat and a lot of FUD, and it caused, like, people thought he was like a rug pull scam guy, but it was just false. So put yourself in his shoes. Like, the Brown Gent is so awesome. Shout out to his channel. Okay, but don't FUD your own bags. That's like rule number one. If you don't believe in the project, you got to get out. But don't FUD your own bags. So imagine, put yourself in his shoes. You try to develop a crypto project all on your own with no backing and no funding. Okay, so the last thing you're thinking about is getting every detail correct on the white paper. So you just got to empathize with his situation. So what he had was Dreamer's wallet as the initial liquidity wallet. Well, what happened, and he turned out his buddy was willing to put up, because they had no money and no funds and no backing, 15 grand of liquidity in the initial liquidity pool. And of course he would gain from that. That would be his reward back to him. And it like came back to him as millions of dollars. This project is not even a year old. And so if you're a business guy, like the last thing I was thinking about was all the detail of my books and my accounting. When I started my insurance company, for example, I was just hoping to survive and get it done and make it happen. I was doing everything myself, which Frisky Fox still kind of does everything himself. Like, it's like nuts. Now he has a great team around him with guys like Dreamer, who's amazing, and Beetle Dude, and all these awesome guys that give weekly AMAs of what's going on. And the upside potential of this is just huge. And so what they've been through is crazy. You got to give them a little grace, what I'm saying. Okay. But the brown gent is a lot smarter than me, so maybe he's right. You kind of mentioned in the last video, like, that maybe they were kind of behind the Harmony bridge hack. And it's like, no, man, don't even say that unless you really know what you're saying. Like, otherwise, that's fudding your own bags. Okay. But he's good. He's like done more videos. Love brown gent. He's one of my fave. And he's smart. Like, so I'm not as shrewd. I just like to play the game the way it's supposed to be played and not think. But it's caused me, it's good. It causes me to be more shrewd. Say that. Okay. So sorry for everyone that I've also wrecked in this crypto space with Voyager situation that's just been relentlessly crushing me. Nothing more than Terra Luna, and also this Harmony bridge hack has utterly destroyed me. So it's a huge step for me to get out and do this video. This is actually my third attempt to shoot this video because I keep fumbling and stumbling over my words. So let's hope this one works. Okay. Advanced tips, tricks, alpha for DeFi Kingdoms. If you're new, if you're a beginner, this will probably go over your head. I'll do other beginner videos, but you can still follow along. Hopefully you get this. So I created the 10 commandments. First of all, we need to lay some groundwork here. Okay. The 10 commandments of playing DeFi Kingdoms, because it's killing me. I've been questing 500-600 heroes, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, not having any contact with anyone because I just don't want to talk to anybody. I've just been a mental basket case unlike anything ever in my life. I don't even know what's happening to me. It's crazy. So, sold my businesses. I had it spread around everywhere, and just the way things went down, I was such a bull in the Terra Luna ecosystem. It's just the number one use case in all of crypto. The number one use case is decentralized banking. So my dream in crypto is to have my own debit card linked to a DeFi wallet and to bypass the banks, which are freaking crooks. It's so corrupt, the corruption with the Fed, the government, the banks. Do we not see what's going on? All the misinformation that's happened about not only DeFi Kingdoms, but also the Terra Luna incident. They were the first project in crypto's history to actually threaten the banks. In South Korea, you could have a debit card and your Terra Station wallet and completely bypass the banks. It was already happening. It was like a dream come true. This is in a Terra Luna video. DeFi Kingdoms, alpha. So right here, you see bots are running. So I'm going to talk about this. We're going to talk about bots in DeFi Kingdoms. It's been a controversial issue. I feel that. I was questing manually 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, on average. Sometimes 15 hours a day. So feeling like it's not fair because there's guys out there using bots. But for one, bots are risky. So I don't know anybody that I trust to get a bot from. This has been my mindset. And I'm not a developer. I can't create a bot. So it's like, but now any Joe Blow can get these bots going. Easy peasy. It's easy. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's a game changer. Changed my life. It's a no-brainer. It's secure, but there's always, of course, added risk. But this is just awesome. These bots are running on their own, questing my heroes on 4 different accounts right here. We'll get to the bot at the end, towards the end. I'm going to show you, and there'll be a link below, the Discord channel, how to get going. You buy an NFT on Polygon on the same account, and then that's like your license key to the bot. And it's simple, secure, easy. We'll get to it. Be careful, do your own research, but I have no incentive. No, it's cheap too. There's another botting service I'll give a shout out to. That's very complex and difficult to get going, but it can do everything. This is just a basic, simple bot, but it's amazing because it just always keeps working like a champ. It just is a dream come true. Okay. First of all, DeFi Kingdoms, we need some advanced tips and tricks. There's so many people who don't know what they're doing in the game. And some of this will be, this is a rough draft. It's all up for discussion. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe someone who is more experienced to the game, comment below. Let's talk about it. But I definitely think I've got a handle on the best way to move forward with playing this game. So I created the 10 commandments of playing DeFi Kingdoms game because I have over 700 heroes now, and most of which I bought in the tavern. I've summoned a ton, but most of them I purchased. Okay, so it's crazy how people wonder why their hero isn't selling. I'll try to help you with this. Alpha. 10 commandments, playing DeFi Kingdoms. Commandment number 1. Understand the game, DeFi Kingdoms, is all about leveling up your heroes. It's all about leveling up your heroes. Okay? So, commandment number 1 is to understand this point. There's 2 points you have to understand. Commandment number 1. Framework, groundwork here. Also understand that all heroes are good. All heroes are good. Even your crappy heroes that you think are crappy heroes are still good heroes. I'll explain why. So, point number 1 is to understand it's all about leveling up your heroes, and also understanding that all heroes are good. But the thing that separates heroes is all about how they level up. Period. What makes a Dread Knight better than a monk? Which in my opinion is the worst hero in the game. I'll explain why. It's all about how they level up. Is it because the Dread Knight looks cooler? He's a neater card. He's more like, what makes him better? What actually makes him more valuable is how he levels up. Period. Period. Okay. I don't think people understand that. Commandment number 2 of the 10 commandments of DeFi Kingdoms. Level up all heroes. All of your heroes. Level them up as fast as humanly possible. Always level up all of your heroes as fast as humanly possible. Commandment number 2. Heroes are only as valuable as their stat points and their future potential growth of stat points. Is a level 1 Dread Knight better than a level 5 monk? No, the level 5 monk's better because he's leveled up. He's got better stat points. It's all about the stat points. It's all about the stat points. Commandment number 3. We're going to get to more here in a minute. Always level up all your heroes according to profession. According to the hero's profession. People get cute, and I understand. As the utility of the heroes continues to increase and will continue to increase to who knows how many ends, like endless potential for what can happen with our heroes of DeFi Kingdoms. Endless amazing potential. We got PvP coming, PvE, hopefully by the end of the year. I don't know, with all this Now all the focus is on Crystalville, getting all of our heroes moved over. Great. Okay. And so you have people trying to get cute, leveling up stat points that they think will better impact the PvP, but we don't even know that. We do know certain things. First of all, okay, the most weighty aspect of your hero is its profession gene, okay? That's the most important part of your hero for several reasons. And the team has made that clear. So when you're leveling, back to commandment number 2, how do you level as fast as humanly possible? You want to have good stats. We have drop rates. So when you go questing, you get loot, and there's drop rates. Where are the drop rates? There's the Crystalville drop rates. Drop rates. I've got them. Right here. Here are the drop rates. But these are the drop rates for a level 1 basic hero. So as we level up, and there's 2 ways that heroes level up currently. There's all kinds of other embedded use cases to the heroes under the surface that we don't see that will affect other things like PvP and PvE. But for what we see now, these are the drop rates for a basic level 1 hero. As we collect these items, they add value. They have value. These items have value and use case, and growing use case as time goes on. As you collect these heroes, that's how you get XP, which in turn helps you to level up faster. So there's 2 factors that help you get more loot. Like this is the loot right here that we see on the screen. And all the percentage chance. You have a 23% chance per quest attempt to get a bloater. And as you get a bloater, each bloater you get 1 XP for the bloater. If you get an iron scale, I don't know, is that like 5 XP? If you get an egg, that's 100 extra XP. To get a shimmer skin or a silver fin, that's a certain amount of XP that you get for each one of these items. So the better you level up according to your profession, which you only want to quest, which one of the commandments is only quest according to the profession, that's how you level up quicker. Does that make sense? You follow me? So okay. So these stat points of, if you know what you're doing in the game, you understand with this chart right here. Shout out to Albus that created this chart. What makes a ninja the best fisher? Well, that's only one thing, is that the ninja levels up the best of luck and agility. And so luck and agility, the more you level up your luck and agility, the better it helps increase your chances of getting the loot from that base chart that I just showed you. So there's 2 things. This is one of them, having luck and agility. That accounts for, I believe, I know I've read this or I've heard this, it's either 30% or 33%. I think it's 30%. We'll just say it's 30%. It's either 30 or 33%. Your increased chances of getting the loot. How do you increase the chances? 2 things. This is one of them. This is 30% of the increased chances of getting more loot is by increasing your luck and agility. What makes a Dark Knight is just a god-awful fisher, but he's still a good hero because all heroes are good. Don't forget that. But that's a massive difference. What does this mean? 70%. Let me show you. So a Dark Knight is the bottom of the barrel for fishing, and a Paladin is really bad too. They're both bad. And a paladin is a terrible forager. So paladins are just god-awful fishers and foragers. But they're absolutely amazing gardeners and miners. They're like an extreme. They really suck at 2 profession quests, and they're amazing at 2 of them. So Dark Knights are only really bad at 1 thing. They're underrated. We're going to hit on a few things too. Some of these heroes, shout out to Albus here, whoever did this, is awesome. This is amazing. This chart is very solid and accurate, but you can read deeper into this chart and find that some heroes are but they're overrated, and some heroes are underrated. Let me explain here in a minute. So when it comes to leveling, let's get back to that. We come here to the heroes. And actually first, real quick. So when it comes to leveling, what this chart doesn't factor is that every time you level, you get a free stat point. You get a free stat point every time you level. So I'll tell you, a wizard is an underrated forager and also an archer. An archer is one of the best foragers, and I would say a sage forager, even though this is a 10 stat point difference. And what this means over here is, in the case of down here with the Dark Knight Fisher, the reason why it's 70 is because a Dark Knight has a 35% chance to level up luck stat point and a 35% chance to level up agility stat point. You add those 2 numbers together, 35 plus 35 is 70. So total between the 2 stat points is 70. Ninja has an 85% chance to level up agility and a 60% chance to level up luck. You add those 2 together, 145. That's why the ninja is just a beast fisher. Okay. That's what that means. But this whole chart is also a touch overrated, but it's still hugely important. That 33% of luck and agility stat is still really important. And that 33%, what that means is an increased chances. It increases your chances of getting more loot, which in turn gives you more XP, which in turn helps you level up faster. When you get more loot, you level up faster. But here's what this chart also doesn't account for. This chart, the weightier thing in getting extra loot is, when we look at my heroes, let's use that example. Let's use the example of a foraging archer who's a beast forager. Beast forager. Look at this beaut. Look at this beautiful, sexy lady right there. Okay. When you click this arrow, it gives you the stat percentage chances of leveling up. So in this case of leveling up each stat, in this case, foraging, you want dex and intelligence. That's 33%. As you increase your dex stat points and your intelligence stat points, it gives you 30% weight is weighted on that right there when it comes to increasing your chances of getting more loot in your questing. The weightier thing is the foraging stat, the foraging gene stat right here, which is actually low. So this archer is a level 10, and the reason why, especially early on in the hero's, for level 10 it's low. In the hero's youth, when it's level 1, level 2, you want to be sure to be questing your heroes in their profession quest, not in the training quest. The training quest, the argument there is that you tend to get more XP so you can level up your heroes faster, but you won't be leveling up these stat points faster here. The foraging profession gene level, which in this case for level 10, a bit low, still good, 17.6. The more you level this hero up, the harder it is to add to this stat level. Okay? So it's important on your baby heroes especially to be questing them in the professions, because as they get to higher levels, it's harder to get that stat bonus. And this profession level right here next to the foraging gene is what accounts for 67% of the bonus increased chances of getting more loot is your profession gene. So that's why the profession gene stat can make any hero good. Let's look at the Dark Knight, the Dark Knight Fisher. Perfect example. I think I've got one in this account. The Dark Knight Fisher. He's a level 8. Now look at this. His fishing is 18.5, and he's just a level 8. So as you quest in the fishing profession, which you always want to follow, you always want to send a fisher fishing, always, as much as possible, and not anywhere else. That's how you level up the fastest possible, because you're leveling up. This is the most important thing here, is to gain this stat, profession gene. Secondarily, still very important, is to level up luck and agility for a fisher. So luck and agility, he's terrible. He's got a 35% chance, a 1/3% chance when they do the roll to level up luck and agility. It's like, doesn't get any worse than that in the entire game of any hero and any profession except a paladin forager. Those are the two worst. The Dark Knight's good at everything else. He's an underrated gardener. The Dark Knight is an underrated gardener. And the Knight. A little bit the warrior. Knights and warriors very similar, but Knights are a little better on vitality. So here's how you can pinpoint an overvalued hero versus an undervalued hero. According to this chart, this chart's amazing, but it doesn't account for example, this pirate is 105. I always look at this as like, if a hero's at 100 and up, they're pretty good. Like 120 and up, they're really good. But there's more to it, because this chart doesn't account for the free bonus point. So in the case, back to the case with the archer, forager, and even more so the sage and summoner, especially the sage, is the best forager if you level him up right. Even though the Dread Knight has a whole 10% better chance of leveling up stats. So still, the Dread Knight is obviously, kind of have to say it's the best forager, but I would even go as far as to say the sage is the better forager, because when you level up, this is one of the commandments, real quick, next commandment is, okay, always use crystals when leveling. I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so back to commandment 3. Always level up all heroes according to profession. Always use the guaranteed 1 stat point towards one of the profession stats, the lower profession stat, I would actually say. I'll probably tweak that. The lower of the profession stats. And one on the 50-50 roll to the other profession stat within the profession gene. So with this leveling up process, this gives you the guaranteed stat point. So in the case of, let's say, the wizard forager, who's a very, very good forager, very underrated forager. Not as good as the archer. Similar to the archer, but the archer is definitely better. The best is the Sage, in my opinion. I'll show you why. Because that chart isn't accounting for the Sage. You're going to want to do DEX every time. Because the Sage, I believe, is 40, let's see. Yeah, I think that, or 45% DEX, I think. We can check that in a second. But you're going to get DEX, one guaranteed DEX stat level up every time you level up your Sage if you do it right. Then the Sage is the only hero in the entire game that has a 90% chance of leveling up any stat point. And that for the Sage is intelligence and wisdom both. So the Sage is the best gardener. We already knew that. Unbelievable gardener. But a slightly not really underrated, because everyone knows the Sage is the second best behind the Dread Knight forager. But I would say it's better than the Dread Knight, because in the Dread Knight's case, with these two the Gaia's Blessing down here, what all this does, a lot of people don't understand this either, is it's a 50-50, it's an extra bonus stat roll for these two. It's an extra bonus stat roll. 50-50 chance of getting it. Crystals don't impact this. Nothing impacts this. It's just a flat, straight up 50-50 chance. If you, like with the Sage, you're picking Dex and Intelligence, and in a third stat roll, you have a 50-50 chance to get another stat of Intelligence. You got a 90% chance in the primary stat category to get Intelligence as it is. So 9 out of 10 times the Sage is leveling up the stat point on Intelligence every single time. Then if you throw Crystal on it, it's a 95% chance. Pretty much every time you're going to hit that. Not every time though. You'd be surprised. Variance is crazy. And you're 10 out of 10 times my Sage is getting Dex. So 9 out of 10 times my Sage is getting Intelligence. 10 out of 10 times it's getting Dex. Let's look at the Dread Knight. Let's look at the Dread Knight. The Dread Knight, I believe, is 60 or 65% chance. I didn't need to do that. Sorry. All right, let's compare Sage, Dread Knight, and foraging. This is my baby. Oh, my very first summon when I had no clue what I was doing on this game. I somehow summoned this Sage Summoner. My very first summon back in late March when I'm new to the game still. So I'm always open ears. Okay, so the Sage, you click that arrow, 90% chance and 40% chance of Dex, but 100% chance of leveling up one Dex point every single time because you're using Dex guaranteed, and then a 90% chance to get the Intelligence. Let's compare the Dread Knight. The Dread Knight is a 65% chance for Intelligence, 75% chance for Dex. Awesome. Beast. That's bomb. Don't get me wrong. But generally speaking, now the subclass is also very important. The subclass, honestly, is actually about, and this is a great hero because the Priest is also a very good forager. And so, especially in this case, having the I would kind of weight 25% of this hero to the subclass, 75% to the main class when it comes to level, because it's all about leveling. The subclass people underrate. It's very important. So very good card here. And this Summoner is also a very good forager. So it's beast card because the subclass Intelligence, look at that, 21% chance. That's good for the subclass. And Wisdom, 25%. So it's like, because of the bonus here. Awesome card and hero. So comparing Sage to Dread Knight, you're looking at, and generally speaking, in this case it's 50-50 because look at the subclass. It's a 10% difference between Dex and Intelligence, and it's a 10% difference in the main class on opposite sides. But generally speaking, you're going to get your guaranteed 10 out of 10, you're getting Intelligence 10 out of 10 times. But look, 7.5 out of 10 times you're getting Dex. Now, don't get me wrong. The Dread Knight is still kind of a better forager. But, okay, in the case of the Sage, I'm getting the 10 out of 10 Dex. But then on this, to add even more Dex, I get a 4 out of 10 on the other roll. Whereas this, you're still getting a 6.5 out of 10 times to get intelligence. So oftentimes, I'm getting 2 intelligent stat points here. Whereas here, I'm oftentimes just getting 1 intelligent stat or Dex stat point. But you're almost always getting the intelligence stat point, but you're not always hitting on the Dex. Does that make sense? So there's an argument to be made because of the guaranteed stat point. Let's look at Wizard again. A foraging wizard. If you level them up right, like look at this beautiful, sexy lady right there. That mythic, level 9, perilous journey, mythic, wizard, perfect, amazing foraging card. This is much better. This card is much better than a common Dread Knight forager. Just over time, like when this gets to level 100 someday, this will have more stat points. The mythic will. Okay, but look how poorly this thing's been leveled. It's at a level 9, and it only has 10 Dex stat points. It only has 10. So this, at a minimum, it starts with 5. So I can pull up a sheet, but in this case, yeah, it started with 5 Dex stat points. So in 8 level ups, it's only gotten 5 additional stat points, or 9, or so 6, or that's 9, or I guess 8. Yeah, 1. It's 8 times this thing's been leveled up. So this number right here should be minimum at 13 Dex right now. Minimum. That's if it never hits again on Dex. You're only getting that guaranteed stat point. And so now the intelligence, look at that. Just slam dunk. And it's okay. So it's okay, but it hurts the hero's value. People don't get it. Don't get too cute trying to think of what this hero might become in PvP and no, always level up according to profession. Does that make sense? You guys follow me? Okay. So with this wizard, you're always giving it Dex, 10 out of 10 times, guaranteed minimum. Plus, he's still going to hit some Dex. It's nice that it has that extra 2% chance there with the blue. And then 8 out of 10 times you're hitting intelligence. But in this case, I'm throwing in, every time I level this guy up, I'm throwing an intelligence lesser crystal at least. Maybe a better regular intelligence crystal. Lesser wit, I guess. Why did they call that lesser wit for intelligence instead of wisdom? And they called the wisdom crystal is called, it sounds like intelligence. It's like backwards. So funny. Anyways, so then throwing a lesser intelligence wit crystal, 85% chance, but then it gives 15% because it's a wizard. You're adding 15% chance. So 35% chance on the subclass. So 3.5 out of 10 times I level this hero. And I have 700 heroes. I level up 20 heroes a day. Every single time I use a crystal. So in this case, every time I level this guy up, I'm always going to use Dex as the primary guaranteed stat point, and then I'm going to have an 85% chance to get intelligence and a 35% chance on the subclass to hit intelligence. That's why this guy's a beast, because not only did the perilous journey part of it hit, which gave you 15 extra stat points, when this guy gets to level 10, mythic, always gives you 10 extra stat points every 5 when it's born, it gets 10 extra stat points, and then every 5 levels it gets 10 extra stat points. Legendary, 7 extra stat points. Born, every 5 levels, 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th. A rare gives you 4 extra stat points when you're born, at level 5, at level 10, at level 15, and an uncommon gives you 2 extra stat points. That's what makes those cards more valuable. Okay, so back to the 10 Commandments. 10 Commandment number 4. Here it is. Always use crystals when leveling. The lesser crystals, like Dex, for example, and Intelligence, they're like less than a jewel to get a crystal. Less than 1 jewel, which is at like 15, 16 cents. They used to be $6. And I was actually paying $3, $4, $5, $6 and doing this every day. Crazy. Anyways, because that's how important it is, just for some extra stat points here and there. I always use the crystals every single time. Cheap, you can do it, sell a little loot, buy some crystals for the level. There's so much more to be said. This is a big one. When summoning, always use a stone. So we have the stone carver. Never, ever, 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 ever summon without using a stone. There's no reason to summon without ever using a stone. Why are you summoning? The stone gives you increased stat points. Shout out here to this guild, this Unity guild, or so this is the okay, no, that's opposed to that. This, so at least use a lesser chaos stone. You have the loot, get some stones if you're gonna summon. Now I have 2 Gen Zeros, or 4 Gen Zeros. I have Priest Wizard Gen Zero and a Monk Pirate Gen Zero. So the Priest Wizards, actually, they're both miners. At the time when I bought them, miners were just so valuable, and I was like summoning and flipping those heroes and like tripling my money right away. I would just sell them, but now I'm not selling anything. Now's not the time to be selling. Like, what are you playing this game for? Right now, are you going to try and cash out? I'm not selling anything. The only time I sell anything is for one reason, is to like get Jewel to summon or buy something within the game. Now's not the time to be selling. Now's the time to be buying heroes, buying loot, gold, whatever, and actually playing the game, because it's so cheap. How much money are you gonna like try and squeeze money out of the game right now? No. Now, if the Jewel goes back up to $10 and all these items are worth like gold, didn't it get up to like almost a penny per gold? Well then, yeah. So that's when you want to sell. Right now, when it's like 1/100th of a penny, not the time to sell. People are just... Anyways, okay. Now's the time to be getting stones. They're more valuable in real life than all this loot to craft this stone is, by the way. So, but in my case, I have a miner wizard and a miner priest. What stone might be good for that? Well, it's the strength, this lesser might stone. So I have a whole bunch of those. And so let's say I summon a summoner with my 2 Gen Zeros. And it's probably going to be a miner. Usually it's a miner. Now I've used this stone and it added 4 stat points of strength to that summoner, or whatever, wizard or priest, and whatever I summoned. Okay? And 3% growth chance to strength on the primary stat and 5% to the secondary stat. So it's going to make, right off the bat, 4 extra stat points of strength to their weakest link as miners. For summoners, wizards, and priests is strength. They need strength. I also have a monk and a pirate forager, which pirate is arguably very underrated forager, and even potentially a better forager than a fisher. I'll show you why. I mean, I already kind of did. So, but what are monks and pirates weak at when it comes to foraging? It's intelligence, and also ninjas. So I'm trying to get a ninja with that. Ninjas are awesome foragers, but they're 50% intelligence, 75% dex, which is 125. Awesome. But in this case, I'm using this lesser wit stone, not to be confused. It's for intelligence with wisdom. The wisdom stone is insight. You think insight is intelligence and wit is in wisdom, but they threw us a curveball there. 4 extra stat points for intelligence. 4. That's a lot, and it helps that hero that you're summoning for its life with added stat growth percentage points. Better than the blue, because that gives you 2 more. The blue one. This gives you 3 more. And 5 more to the secondary stat. Always use a stone. What makes a pirate, this pirate here is 105, because it's 55% chance to level up luck, I think, or agility. I think it's luck. 55% chance for luck, 50% chance for agility. That makes 105. Whereas down here, forager pirate's only 90. But here's the deal. It's 70% chance for a pirate to level up dexterity, and only a 20% chance for intelligence. Now, that still hurts you. That 20% chance of intelligence hurts you, but I'm going to get a guaranteed intelligence stat point every single time I level. And I have a better chance to get dex because of 70%, as opposed to, so what I'm saying is, if I choose between a 50-50 level up stat type hero, like in this case, a pirate's 50% chance for agility, 55% chance for luck, it's like 50-50. I'd rather have a 70-30, because the 30 you can always get, and the 70, it increases your chances of getting that stat towards that profession. Make sense? Okay. So knights are underrated gardeners. Dark knights, underrated gardeners. Like a monk is their best. Okay, they're also good at mining. Yeah, they're pretty good at mining. I guess a monk is, yeah. A monk is 60, and I guess, yeah, 55. So 60% chance strength, 55% chance of endurance. Okay, so it's 60, 55. So monk's best profession is mining. They're not bad. Monks are not bad at anything, actually. They're okay at everything, even foraging. So this is like an underrated hero again. Like, this is bottom of the barrel. Nope, because it's 60% chance to get dex. You add a crystal, 65% chance, and then you always get the intelligence because it's only 20% or 25% chance for intelligence. So that's 85. But if you compare a knight with a monk gardener, the knight has a 70% chance to level up vitality and a 30% chance for wisdom, whereas the monk is a 60-50. Right? So, I mean, definitely a monk's still better, but at the end, you might find that the knight actually has more wisdom and vitality stat points if you level them up right. Same with like the sage compared to the dread knight that we already looked at. Okay, so when summoning, always use stones. Always. 6, 10 commandment. Always keep up with the daily contest. Anybody can win them. Even if you only have 5 heroes. With the normalized stamina contest, anybody can win the contest. Anybody can win. Normalized stamina, if you don't know what that means in the contest, it means you have to quest 2 times 5 quest attempts. So 25 and 25. You have to use 50 stamina within the day or the week, or I hate it when they do normal stamina weekly and monthly. It's crazy. So you can't use a stamina potion. So I'm going to give you some stamina potion alpha here in a second. Can't use a stamina potion on those. You have to do minimum of 50 quest attempts. 50 stamina has to be used with no stamina potions. Anybody can win those. Anybody. Your worst hero could win that. So if you quest twice and let's say it's bloater fish and you just happen to get like 3 or 4 bloater the first time and then you get 2 bloater the second time, even your level 1 hero could possibly win that. Unlikely though with level 1. Why? Because he has a less chance of getting increased chances of getting the bloater above what the chart shows of the drop rates. Are we getting this? But anybody can win the daily contest. Anybody can. So, like in my time zone, which is central, I'm south of St. Louis, 7 p.m. Central Time, the daily contest restart, boom, every day. And I'm on it like white on rice, except today because I've been shooting this video over and over again for hours. Okay. But I won yesterday. I was on the contest board yesterday, didn't even know it, and then I just happened to check, because it's annoying, doesn't show. You want to get that DeFi Kingdom app, hero checker. Ooh, they just had an update, quick release. Oh, update, DeFi Kingdoms, hard at work, contract ready to push out for gold and crystal mining on Crystalville. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this. They've been running a ton of tests and found a few small issues. Okay, so maybe it's delayed, that we feel are necessary to fix and run through additional testing before release in order to provide the best possible experience for you, the end user. So they're still testing. That's okay. For that reason, we'll be holding off on the release tonight. Oh yeah, so Faulty Poker, shout out to Faulty Poker, was saying he thought it was coming today. Still be shooting to release within the next day or 2. Go team! We appreciate your patience. Love you. Love, heart. Okay. It's coming, baby. I can't wait to get off Serendale into Crystalville with all the heroes. But I'm still in Serendale because of the contests, the duels, all the different, Now, upside with being in Crystalville is you can actually get Mashka runes, the better rune. Whereas you can't get that on Serendale. So the only upside of really having your heroes in Crystalville is to get those, because you can't have there's no crystals on Crystalville, so it's like I don't have time I want to use crystals when I'm leveling. Okay, big alpha coming here in a sec on gardeners. Don't let commandment number 7. So commandment number 6, keep up with daily contests. Number 7, don't let heroes sit on full stamina. Quest as often as humanly possible. It will bring nice ROI to your hero, and that's what gets them leveled up. Quest them on their profession. They get the profession gene level up. Then they get more stuff, and as they get more stuff, you get more XP, which means you can level up faster. All right. Always quest according to hero's profession as much as possible. Heroes perform best when questing in their profession. It's very important to gain as many stat points. I've already said this 50 times. In the hero's profession gene as possible. The profession stat points account for 60%-ish of the hero's quest loot bonus outcome, i.e. fishing stat points. In this case, luck and agility stat points only account for 33%, I think, of the loot outcome bonus extra, above your chances of the drop rates. So as you level your heroes up on both the fishing gene stat point and your luck and agility stat point is how you can get more eggs. And so the debate is on the third the second Gaia's blessing thing, or Gaia's grace, or whatever it's called. There's lots of debate there. You can choose whatever, you get your 50-50 chance to get that extra stat, and you can do whatever you want, really. But I've been doing luck. You could also just push for your next robust stat, your most robust stat point, and just have a monster, like in that case with the Sage, just keep pounding wisdom, and then you could possibly win contests from wisdom crystals. I like to do luck because it increases your chances of getting eggs and rare items. So I, generally speaking, I do, if it's a fisher, then I do vitality, because I've been told that vitality is going to help you level up other stats down the road, the higher your vitality. I don't know if that's true. Anyways, I know vitality is big. A lot of people are big on leveling vitality. I don't really know. That's why that third stat bonus when leveling roll is up for debate. So I've keep changing my mind on that. Never summon a basic hero that is Gen 3 or higher. It's Commandment 9. And along with this, I meant to add, always max out the Gaia tiers. So if you're level 5, level 10, level 15, you can add more Gaia tiers. Always do it. The level 5 summoning gives an extra stat point to its primary best stat. Level 10 gives you an extra stat point leveling percentage, kind of like a stone. It adds another percentage. And so each time you hit that level 5, once you have a level 100 hero to summon that mofo, you're going to be using up a ton of Gaia's tears, and it's going to be a beast baby hero, especially if you throw a stone on it as well. Beetle Dude, love you. Okay, and then, so commandment number 10, always pay attention to the market conditions of the game, and always give a listen to the AMAs. So market conditions, here's an example. Look at these beautiful bots just questing my heroes while I'm shooting this video so I can do other things and have a life. Okay. So here's a wonderful example, let me show you, of something right now in the market that a lot of people don't understand. So let's say I have milkweed, right, from gardening, and I come over here to the vendor to sell. I can't buy milkweed, but I can only sell it here. So what's that mean? Well, people sell the milkweed, but then they can't buy it. So I get 12.5 gold when I sell milkweed. 12.5 gold. If I come here to the central marketplace and come to the trader and I type in milkweed, and I want to sell it for gold, do I get 12.5 gold here? What do you think? 356 gold. You know, that's gone up. How much jewel? So that's what, 15 times 0.46 jewel? Well, here's why. You can only quest on 5 gardens right now because they needed to remove the liquidity. Now, it's a dex. This is a dex, so it's breaking down. We only have 5 gardens we can garden in because they had to remove the liquidity because for our own safety. They don't want us having Binance coin on this chain because the bridge was hacked. You can't move the Binance off the chain, the Binance coin. So they remove the liquidity pools for those. But the shell of the liquidity pools, so that's part of the reason. And the milkweed is one of the main ingredients for the stamina potions. And the stamina potions, if you go to the castle, click here. Okay, this is a single hero contest. Now it's a crystal. People aren't using stamina potions as much to try and get a crystal from a training quest, but some people do. This guy's already got 2 crystals today, and it's only 9 my time. It's like been 2 hours. What is it? 9:50. Whoa, it's almost 10. So it's only, this contest's been going on for less than 3 hours, and this hero's already got 2 crystals. Now he might be stamp potting this guy to level him up faster. To get the stamina potions, it needs milkweed. Well, there's not as much milkweed coming onto the market because there's less gardens. But there's a way around that. The bots can still quest 19 gardens. Huge game changer. So the most profitable heroes right now, because of this that I just showed you, are gardeners. Believe it or not. And guess what? The bot will quest the gardeners right here on 19. They can quest 19 gardeners at a time. Still, it can access all those retired pools, and it does it for you. So shout out here to the bot. Let's hit on that, and then I'm going to wrap up. Okay. Oh, but we got to have our music still. All right. So this bot is a game changer, life changer. Is amazing. So I'm gonna, in the below, I will have this guy's channel. This guy Carlo, he's from Singapore. He created his own bot. He's a developer just for himself to use in the game. He's like, other people could be doing this. And so he's now made them available. He's made it available to the public. You buy an NFT, which is the bot. You're buying the bot in the form of an NFT on the Polygon, and it's all explained right here on this channel. This project provides auto questing service to popular game DeFi Kingdoms, blah, blah, blah. Okay, how to start. It's all here. How to start. He gives you instructions. You want to follow it, but it's easy. It's easy. Start from the top. You purchase an NFT on OpenSea in the Polygon-matic chain. So, and you're going to want to open. Now, there's always risk to using bots, but this is safe and secure. Awesome, as far as I know, but I could be wrong. Okay, who knows? But this guy, I've talked extensively with him. He's a up-and-coming, bright, shining star, Carlo. The man. He works in a 9-to-5 job in Singapore, and he's by himself. There's no team, so there's no one else that could potentially meddle with his code to hack into your computer or something, because that's what bots could potentially do. These bots are running. He cannot access this bot. You download this NFT, you buy the NFT on OpenSea. Currently around $35. Now that is going to increase over time. So when you look at his bots will cap out at 9,999. Right now, there's only like 95 total that are owned. But as the bots get minted, the price of them to purchase increases. It's super cheap. Here's a shout out to another botting service, Defi. And like Faulty Poker, he works with this guy. I think this is an awesome, legit bot, and it can do everything you can imagine. It's crazy what this thing can do. This Thanpolus is the guy, the main guy, but he has a full-time staff. $100 a month, probably well worth it. It'll summon for you with stones. It'll auto level up your heroes with crystals, quests. It'll do anything and everything you want it to do, but it's very hard to get going on it. You gotta practically be a developer. I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out, but the time, you gotta know computers, you have to know terminal, and I'm just lost. So I love this guy in the service, trust him. But this is easy. Now it's simple. It doesn't do as much. So with this bot, you can. So that's why I own 4 of them. I actually own 5 of them. Gonna get my 5th one going. I just haven't yet because I bought a bunch more heroes yesterday and summoned more because it's so cheap to summon the Gen 1s. Okay, right now it's cheaper to do that than actually to buy. So okay, so I've created 5 separate sub accounts. Don't use my main MetaMask account. You have 5 separate sub accounts just for an added little bit of level of security in case your computer gets like a malware on it. And you know, it's just because every time you restart this thing, you have to get your private key, never seed phrase, but your private key to the sub account to get it going. But then, but this bot cannot be touched even by me. The only thing I can do with this bot, I can't alter it right now. I have to close it out, and then if I want to change the commands, which there's only a few things you can change. You can only mine jewel miners for jewel or gold. It's either or. You can't do both. So that's a downside. To maximize your miners, you can only have 18 miners. Like if you want to max, having 24 is okay too, but 18 is your sweet spot to maximize your miners. So, you know, that's part of the reason why I have 5 accounts. But for gardeners is the game changer here, because I have 19 gardeners going at all times. So to maximize my gardeners, I have 57 gardeners on 3 of these accounts. This account, another thing is you can either or do professions, questing, or training quest. You can't, if you pick training quest, that's all you can do is training. If you do professions, all it'll do is the professions. In the mining, it'll default to gold, but you can do jewel. One or the other. That's the, you know, it's more of a simplistic bot, but it's easy. It's practical for your average Joe. Right now, in 45 minutes, you could read through all this and have a bot running. Once you know kind of the ins and outs, it takes you 5 to 10 minutes to get another one going. When you really know how to do it. It's quick and easy. You buy the NFT on OpenSea, Polygon, Matic Network on that same wallet. That's like your key. Okay? Then if he updates something in the bot, it doesn't affect this bot. This bot can't be touched by me, by him, by anything. It can only be X'd out. That's all. So the way it updates is your NFT is still on OpenSea in your wallet, Polygon wallet. You re-download this zip file and it gives you just this whole folder. Then you click the folder, you unzip the latest version, it pops this out, and then this is the bot in the config INI. That's how you change the mode. So in the botting mode, profession or training, you type in profession or training. The default is profession, but if you want to change it to training, you have to close the bot out, change this, and then relaunch the bot. In order to launch the bot, you put in your key again. Okay, so that's the risk, is that you want to make sure when you copy and then paste that, like in Chrome, they can read if there's malware. That's why I use the Brave browser. Chrome could have malware that can read what's copied. You always want to, and he goes through all the instructions and security to keep it safe, but it's simple and he can't hack. It's not, the only thing he could do if he wanted to be malicious is put in some kind of code that could potentially hack your computer. But I think he's legit. I've talked to him extensively. He seems to have the same core values. And then, so it just, and it always works. So right now the Harmony blockchain is, like wrecked right now. They're trying to keep the pricing right. And there's bots just going like crazy to try and arbitrage the value of like one USDC and stuff from the hack, and it's just, so the chain is unstable right now of the Harmony blockchain. That's why we're moving to DeFi Kingdoms' own blockchain on Crystalville, Avalanche subnet. Shout out to Avalanche as well. Okay, and then this is where there's just a few simple other little things. So for these miners on this account, my lowest miner is level 8 is my lowest miner, and so I have 28 stamina to be the minimum it hits, but he says you could do 20 or 10 or, you know, so there's just a few little things, and that's it. Easy peasy, simple. If you want to stop it, X, you restart it, you click that, and then you're going to put in your key. All the instructions are here below. I'll have the links to this. You want to use the Pocket Network as well, but the bot does all this for you. But if you're not using the Pocket Network, if you're manually questing, you got to get on the Pocket Network. Comment if you need to know what that means and how to add that. I'll do that on a future video, hopefully. This is amazing. The bot is a game changer. This guy seems legit. He's in close with the community, like guys like Faulty Pokers on here, commenting all the time. And so Waifu, the Wafu, Carlo is the man. He's a star. It's genius. Right now the NFT one time, and it gains value over time, you see. As more NFTs are minted, you can always resell it. That's the other thing about this. You're not paying a monthly fee. You're buying an NFT as your key, and then that NFT is going to gain value. It's amazing. And it's right now like 35 to 40 bucks if you hurry up and buy it. And then it'll go up to like 50 bucks. It's still super cheap. The other one's 100 bucks a month, which is actually very reasonable. He's just lowered the price by the way on that. So to max it out, before it was like 900 bucks or 1,000 bucks a month, I think, to get his gold plan. And whales, it still was worth it, because if you look at it, it's $1.50 per hero per month to AutoQuest, and that's well worth it. If you do the math, that was worth it. But now it's much cheaper. The Diffkey, he's lowered, and that's 100 bucks a month. So shout out to like Vilvi. She's the one that told me about these. Right here, Vilvi, she's amazing. She's got like 3,000 heroes. She's the largest hero holder in the world. 3,060 accounts. Okay, and she just uses that, pays 100 bucks a month now. It does everything for her. It's amazing. So that can be a winner too. This one just seems, it's so awesome. So make up your own mind on that. I would say well worth it. You can try it if you want. I've been doing it for, I don't know, about a week, and it's just been like dream come true. Chatting with him every day. He works 9 to 5, so he doesn't have a team. I'll have this in the comments below. There's a million other things I could talk about, but huge game changer. Bought tons of gardeners, still buying more gardeners. I'm gonna have a 5th account bot going, and I'm making tons of money on my milkweed. It's just unreal. And as contests come about with single hero contests that's not normalized stamina, that's when you know the value of milkweed's gonna go up. When this normalized stamina contest comes back down, but it's still worth way more than like gold vein and it's just worth a ton of money, the milkweed. There's so much more alpha we could hit. I'll do another video. It's been too long. I'm getting tired. It's my 3rd time. Love you. Like, subscribe, bell button, comment. Do whatever you want. I don't really care that much. I don't even know what I'm going to do, if I want it, how much I want to be involved with the channel or anything. But hey, always helps. I like the comments, the shout outs. If you disagree, we can debate. We'll give a good debate on there. A good, healthy, level up debate. Bring it. Let's do it. Peace.